Hey there, crew. Can everybody hear me? It's Matt here with the Rhinestone World. How's everybody doing today? Hey, Susan, Bobby, Russ, Steve, Jennifer, Melissa, Tracy, Bob, Bobby Joe, Joanna. Hey, how's everybody doing today? Awesome, awesome. So we got ourselves an awesome, what is today? Wednesday morning here. Looks like we have a pretty packed house in here today. So I know we've done this webinar a few different times. It's one that we like to do because we know that it's something that is going to benefit you guys a lot with different ways to use True Type fonts and things like that. But we know that obviously Rudy will do it sometimes, I'll do it sometimes, we'll do different designs, mix and match different things. And we know you're always going to pick up something different. So even though this is a webinar with the True Type fonts that we've done a few times, obviously it's free and we know some people can't attend certain ones, but we know you're going to pick up different tips and tricks during each of the different webinars. We might do it a different way, so different things that are going to obviously help you. So I appreciate all of you coming here today. Any questions real quick before we get started? Everybody ready to go? We're going to be 10:30 to 11:30 Eastern time here, so we got a good hour to run through a couple different things. I'll be able to answer some questions. The good thing about these webinars is these are the ones that I love to do because I don't really have a big plan coming into it. Now we are going to focus on different True Type fonts. We aren't going to really focus on creating like using the place and fill features and everything. We will have webinars on that, but this one's basically going to be focusing on True Type fonts and how to use them, how to add to designs and different things like that. And then we'll also be going over a couple different things as far as how to customize like an existing design with the True Type font. So I had a quick question for everybody in here real quick, and I'll throw up a poll here. As far as everybody that is in here, how many of you are currently working with True Type fonts? And not just basic, either Rhinestone or the specialty HTV True Type fonts. Is everybody here currently working with them? Or are you here because you're not really sure how to work with them yet, or because you plan on working with them? Okay, perfect. So I see, looks like about 70% of you are currently using them, and then the rest of you are either basically planning to or don't quite know how to yet, and that's what we're going to show you in the main reason for this webinar. Awesome, awesome. So at least that gives me an idea. Now, real quickly, Mike's going to be over here answering questions for us. So anytime you have questions when I'm going through the process, I have another screen up where I can see the questions as well. Anytime that you have questions at any time, make sure, because it's a live webinar, so we're not just watching a YouTube video here, so please take advantage of it. Ask questions so we can answer them live here for you. That's why you're taking time out of your day to be able to come in here and learn stuff. So as you have questions throughout the process, or if I'm showing something you're not exactly sure what I did or you need to see it again, please make sure to ask what I did there or how I did that, because that's what's going to help you. We want you to actually learn from these webinars. That's obviously why we set aside time from our schedule to be able to get in here with you guys and to be able to teach you these different things. And obviously why you guys are taking time out of your day to hopefully pick up some different tips and tricks and be able to design a little bit better. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get started here. I'm going to go over a couple different things. I'm going to show you some of our Rhinestone True Type fonts, some of our heat transfer vinyl True Type fonts and how those work. Basically, it kind of explained to you what the trapping method is and how that works, and then how to also take an existing design and be able to trap that as well, as far as if you just typed out a font real quick and using the magic trap, because obviously that's working with True Type fonts as well. Okay, so one thing that's very easy and a great thing about Rhinestone True Type fonts is it's not very, and I'll give you an idea and I'll show you an example. So let's just say we type out the word baseball here, okay? And let's go to our fonts and let's just say we use an Arial narrow. Okay, so we have this font here. I'm going to change the case to uppercase real quick. So let me go to change case, and I'm going to toggle my case, and I will use a capital B there, of course. So I have baseball here. Now, if I just wanted to stone this out real quick, you're going to have different issues. It's not necessarily going to look perfect. So if I just wanted to stone this out, I could do a corner detect, and I could, let me duplicate it real quick, and I could add stones to the path, and this is what I'm going to get. So it's not horrible. It still looks pretty good. It's still going to get some stuff done for you and save you some time, but you're still going to have a good amount of editing in that. Okay, so with some different areas like this, you're going to have some different overlaps, things like that. Well, the big benefit to Rhinestone True Type fonts is we do all of this part and we do all of the editing for you. So basically, you just have to type out the font and there's not really any editing from there. Okay, so to give you an example, let's just say we wanted to use one of our TRW Rhinestone fonts. So with our Rhinestone fonts, we have different ones here that you can see, and you're going to see different versions of them as well. So when you look over to the wizard over here to the right, you're going to see the RF version and the SF version, okay? And I'm going to show you the difference of what those mean. So like, for example, this baseball one here, or I'm sorry, this TRW3 basic, the uppercase is the sticky flock version, and the lowercase is the non-sticky flock version. So watch. When I toggle my case there, this one does not have the boxes. Now, does everybody know what the difference is between a sticky flock version and a RF version, which is just a rhinestone version? Is everybody pretty familiar with that? And I know we have some brand new people in here, so if you're not sure, please ask and I can explain it, okay? So here's the difference. With a sticky flock version, which would either be the SF version or the RF, or some of them it's both built into the same. So since this is an all uppercase font, instead of having to click between two fonts, we basically made the lowercase the non-sticky flock, the uppercase the sticky flock. So when I go to wireframe here, you can see each letter has a box around it, okay? So, for example, if I'm using the SF version, here's what I would do. I would come in here and let me go to put on my caps lock. I would go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. And I would type out the entire alphabet, okay? And then once I have that entire alphabet typed out, and you can even hit enter and keep typing Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. So we have our entire alphabet, and we want to cut this, okay? And when we want to cut this, we want to come over here, and let's just say we want this to be SS10s. So you're going to pick from a different area. Okay, do you want all of them to be 0.129 inches? Well, yes, we do, because we want it to be size perfect for SS10s. So this right here is now ready to cut. Each circle is 0.129 inches, and then it has a box around it. Okay, everybody see where I'm at now? Now, your big benefit to cutting sticky flock templates is someone comes in and all these templates, think about it, all these templates are separate. They're all individual letters. So instead of having to go into your program, type out the word baseball, load up your sticky flock template material, and let's just say it's a last name. Let's say it's my last name, which is Vassallo. So someone comes in, they want Vassallo on the back of the shirt. You would have to go in, even though it's easier with the Rhinestone templates and the Rhinestone True Type fonts to type it out, you still need to obviously resize it to SS10s. Now when you have it resized, now you need to go and load the sticky flock material into your cutter. Once you load it in your cutter, you need to cut it, you need to weed it, you need to get it onto your workstation and brush in the stones. So that's a lot of work, but the worst part about that is if my wife never comes back into your store or online again and buys another Vassallo template, that template is now worthless to you, so you're never going to use it again. The benefit of using a sticky flock template is you would cut out 2 or 3 of this alphabet, you would grab the V, and you're not doing this in the program, take into account. you're doing this physically with each of the little templates. So you grab the V, you grab the A, and they line up perfectly. You grab the S, the A, the L, the L, the O. Brush in your stones, hot fix tape, press it on the shirt. So does that make sense to everybody now? So that's going to save you a ton. So basically, you can create any name in the world with these same templates that you cut out. And you can make 1,000, 5,000, whatever you want, transfers from using these custom letters, compared to having 5,000 different templates with different names, which is going to waste a boatload of material. So that's where the difference between the SF version and the RF version is. If you're creating it for a design like we're going to be doing here in a minute, you would use the RF version. If you're cutting out the entire alphabet, you would use the SF version. So everybody clear on that? See how it's going to save you a lot of money, save you a lot of template material? So let's go ahead and get rid of all those. So I'm going to show you one other thing as far as when it comes to editing. So you're going to see different fonts, and based on kerning, as far as that's the way that it types out, I'm going to type out Vassallo here again. Now when I look at this font, I'm going to look at this and I say there's a little bit, does everybody see that? There's a little bit too much spacing between that V and that A, okay? There's an easy way to fix that. All you need to do is go in the wizard, if you just go to the Edit tab and click on Text Spacing, you can actually come over here and grab that actual node and just scoot the V over a tiny bit. Okay, say you wanted the O over a little more, you can move the O over. Say you wanted the O this way, you can move it that way. So you can just do a quick little edit. Say you wanted the V and A, I'm going to highlight both of those nodes and just drag the V and A over a little bit. Okay, did everybody know how to do that? So you can make your font even look a lot nicer with different things. And that comes into effect more when you're getting into your script fonts. But you can see how much nicer this looks now. Now they want this for SS6 stones. I'm going to click on my 6s. I'm going to hit yes. And this is ready to go, ready to cut for SS6 stones. Okay? All right. Any questions on that as far as adjusting your True Type font? Okay, yep, Jennifer, great question. And again, that's something that I'm so used to doing it that sometimes I forget to explain it to you guys. Jennifer's question was, is there a way to move letters along the fixed horizontal line in text spacing? Mine keep moving up and down accidentally. So here's what Jennifer's referring to. I'm pretty sure. Jennifer, just let me know. You click on text spacing, you grab this A and you try and move it, and it starts moving up and down as you move it over, and then it looks like this. Is that correct, Jennifer? Yes? Okay, awesome. Easy fix to that, Jennifer. Watch. See the V moving all around? If you hold Control and move the V, it moves on a straight line. So just hold the Control key and it's going to move it on a straight line for you. If I let go of Control, it's going to be all over the place. Hold Control, it'll move on a nice, perfect straight line for me to make sure that your actual letters are lined up perfect as you're working with it. Okay? Perfect. What button are you pressing for font spacing again? Let me go back to that. For the font spacing, I click on the font, Leslie, and then I click on text spacing right here in the wizard. That pulls up my, and I can even grab these arrows right here. Watch this. Grab the arrows, moves them all together, spaces them all apart. I'm just holding the left button and dragging. See that? So again, very easy. You can, because this is a True Type font, you can manipulate this stuff a lot and make it look a lot nicer. And I'm going to show you in a design we're going to do in a little bit where this feature right here comes into effect a lot to make a good looking design. Okay? Okay, perfect. Any questions on that right there? And Jennifer, thank you very much for mentioning that, because that's something I probably should have said off the start. What I'll start doing, I try to do it as much as I can, is anytime I'm hitting any controls or shifts or anything behind the scenes that you guys can't see, I'll explain it to you what I'm doing. What's the arrow? What is the arrow you're clicking on the left-hand corner. Left-hand corner, Joanne, which arrow? Up here, the pick arrow? Is that the one you're talking about, Joanna? That's just the pick tool to be able to select different items. So it's just your basic Corel pick tool. So just to be able to grab an item and move it, grab an item. It's just your basic arrow that you're using all the time. Okay? All right, so let's move on. One other thing with our True Type fonts that we get a lot of questions on this, and we try to explain it as much as we can just because we know that almost every other software out there, and I don't know of any others that currently can do it, and that's where we run into a little problem is, watch, if I type out the word baseball, we actually have programmed the wizard to be pretty smart and recognize multiple stone sizes. So watch this. If I go to my fonts, we have a couple fonts that have multiple stone sizes in it. So this right here is one of our most popular fonts, this TRW04 Superscript. So you can see this is a True Type font. So if I typed out football, I'm just typing it out, and it's typed out perfect, and it looks nice. It flows nicely. And if you had a script font like this to create this right here and get the multiple stone sizes and everything, anybody have an idea how long do you think it would take you to get a script font and actually stone it out to where it flows like this, gets thicker, thinner? I would guess you're probably, if you're pretty good at it, you're probably looking at a good half-hour minimum. If you just typed out the word football and stoned it out to look like this, I would say half-hour minimum to get this. Well, with the True Type font, you can just type it, so it's 3 seconds. Now, again, the F right here, if we wanted to edit that just a little bit, text spacing over here on our square, and I can drag it over a little bit if I want. See how that actually fixed that spacing there? Now what we can do is, this is where the wizard gets smart. So check this out. If I come in here, because again, when I zoom in, first thing you're going to see is some ovals. So the wizard fixes that as well, but you're also going to see multiple stone sizes. So what you need to do is you just pick what you want the largest stone size to be, and then the wizard will decipher what is going to go below that. So it'll see the diameter of the stones that are involved in there and say, okay, this is going to be 10s. These smaller ones are going to be 6s. These are going to be 16s. The smaller ones are going to be 10s. So watch this. Let's say you want this design to be 10s and 6s. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to come over here and left click on SS10. So do you want all stone sizes to be 0.129 inches? Well, that's why you get this pop-up here, because on this one, we don't want them all to be 0.129 inches because they're going to overlap. So I'm going to hit no, and then look what we get there. Perfect circles now. 0.129 inches for the SS10, 0.097 inches for the SS6. So that's where, unfortunately, we get a lot of questions because people love this font and they'll go to purchase this font and they'll be using a different software and they'll be like, oh no, it's changing everything to SS10s and I'm getting a lot of overlapping stones. So that's why we try as much as we can to let everybody know that this is a font that's basically made for the wizard, because the wizard's pretty smart and can figure it out. But that's a big feature right there that's pretty awesome to be able to get it awesome. And then the coolest thing about it is highlight it all right here, go to templates, create magic templates, and look at that. You have your two templates. There's your SS10 template and there's your SS6 template. Okay? All right, any questions on the multiple stone sizes? Okay, now let's see. I have this football right here. Let's just see what we could do real quick while we're in here. If I grab this, let's rotate this a little bit. Not much, but just a tiny bit. Get a little bit of an angle on it. And I'm going to try and just create a quick little design while we're in here. Let's go with another. Let's go, I'm the, and I'm just going to try and turn this into a little design real quick just to show you how grabbing a couple different True Type fonts of different things that you can do. So I think I have a TRW02. This is a script 2 size as well. So I could do I'm the, let's see, since we already have 2 stone sizes on this one, you can see when I zoom on this one, this is a single row of 2 stone sizes. So I'm going to get that in there, adjust this over to there, and as I have it in here, I'm going to group it together. I could rotate that a little bit here with it, or we could go with just a basic font. So a couple different things we can do. We could also do heat transfer vinyl. I would say that's probably a little bit too big there, so I probably wouldn't want that to go into the I'm the. So let's see what our TRW 130 will do for us. Elaine, I'm going to show you that, how to put the apostrophe, and that's why I'm doing this part. Elaine asked, how do you put the apostrophe in that? I'm going to show you how to do that, because it's pretty simple, and because a lot of our fonts that we've created don't have the apostrophes actually in the font, so that's why I'm doing this right here. So I can show you basically how to put an apostrophe in there. Okay, so let me change this right here to, let's say we wanted that to be 6s, to be a little bit smaller. Now, Elaine, what I could do right here, just drag this I over a tiny bit, and honestly, I would just go bam and bam, and there you go. So 2 clicks, and you just added an apostrophe in there real quick. All right, so I'm the, now this fits in there a little bit better if we want. We could do a different color if we want, anything. And then let's do MOM. And now I'm going to show you how a 2-color font will work. So let's go our TRW 45. I know that's a 2-color rhinestone font. So let's go to our RF version. Come over to the wizard here. Go to the Edit tab, and I have my 2-color magic text here. So there we go. Now it's a 2-color font. We want it to be SS10s. So resize it to SS10s, which is perfect there. And then we could throw the mom right over here in the design. So I'm the football mom. So something with 3 little fonts right there. Very quickly we were able to create something, and it's going to be a nice looking design. Even down here, if you wanted to, we could even get customized. And again, that's your upselling. That's where you're going to make your money on your shirts. I'm the football mom of 23. So let's go to our fonts, and let's go TRW. I think we have some mini numbers. There's our mini numbers. So I'm going to, with the mini numbers, obviously they're just numbers. So I'm going to use my 23 for the mini numbers, and there's my number sign. And then I'll use the of with the TRW 130. So let's go and change this to 6s there. We can put 23 right there. And then let's just do a quick of with that TRW 130 that we had. So I actually have it saved up in my favorites up there. So I click on my favorites there, have it saved, and then let's go ahead and change this. Now, depending on what you want to do, you can change and mix and match. Now, the reason why I'm using 6s and 10s and whatever else and different ones is because I know that this design right here already has a mixture of 10s and 6s. So I'm not as worried, where I wouldn't have used SS6s on this 23 or on this of had I not been already using 6s in the design. So I could even mix in a different font and do our TRW 134 on this one. So that has the lowercase version of the of, and then come over here. Now, again, depending on what you want to do, what you want it to actually turn into is what your design's going to do. So you could even do this one a mixture of 10s and 6s. You can do it a mixture of 16s and 10s. So whatever you want to do, that's completely up to you as far as how that's going to work for you. Does that make sense? As far as me talking about how the 10s and 6s were there, and then we have the 10s there, and then we mixed back down to the 6s there. Shamika, we obviously think that it's a lot easier to. Shamika's question was, is it easier to create designs in the Stone Wizard rather than the Silhouette Designer Edition? How many of you out there currently own the Stone Wizard and have used the Designer Edition in the past? Is there anybody out here that have both of them or had Designer Edition and upgraded to the Stone Wizard? If so, shoot me a comment real quick. Let me know what you think. Because obviously, Shamika, I'm going to say that the Stone Wizard will save you a lot of time and do a lot of things for you that you can't do in the Designer Edition. But obviously, we also want feedback from, I see Jennifer said Stone Wizard by a huge margin. Kay said that she's using, Kay, did you use the Designer Edition before as well? Did you have the Designer Edition before the Stone Wizard? And then also with the, I'm seeing here that looks like Heather, same thing. Heather said, I had the Designer Edition. It was a great starter software for my business, but my business has grown leaps and bounds with the TRW Stone Wizard. Okay, yep. So again, obviously we created the Stone Wizard as designers, knowing different things that are going to save you a lot of time, and the Wizard's going to have a lot of options, and I'm going to show you here in a minute that you're not going to get in Designer. Now, we sell the Designer Edition, and it's a great software to get started with the Cameo, so nothing bad about it. We just have a lot more features in the actual Wizard for doing different designs, and more importantly, even the mock-ups, okay? Okay, so one other thing I wanted to show you here real quick is, let's say, for example, I have a cowboy hat here, and I've shown this design a couple times, and people love this as far as creating it in the different webinars. So to do this cowboy hat right here, this is just a regular JPEG image right now, okay? So if I wanted to, and you're going to get a little free design stuff in this True Type font version as well. So if I wanted to add stones to this, I'm not going to get too detailed on what I'm doing with the stone part just because I want to get to the True Type font part, but just to give you an idea, here's our JPEG of, and again, this isn't a vector design. You can see how beat up and how pixelated it is. So if I wanted to add stones to this design right here, I would come down to my single line right there, and I would right-click it. And when I right-click there, see what it did for me? It added stones to that path for me already. I'm going to clear my paths. Now I'm going to obviously have some overlapping stones. I can highlight and I can mark my bottom layer overlaps if I want. Let's grab all those overlaps. Let's get those out of there. And then quick fixes to be able to fix that spacing right there. Of course, everybody knows Mr. Magic Respace. So I'll come in here and quick fixes for those respaces. I'm just going to draw a path down here. And this path is going to go, let's say, to right there. And I click Magic Respace. See what it did there for me? Perfect respacing. And again, that's something, for example, who was asking, Shamika, that you can't do with Designer Edition. Okay? Linda was the first one to catch it. I'll let you guys know what Linda said in just a minute. I was wondering how long it was going to take, Linda. Okay, so now I'm going to fix this area over here. Draw a little path around. I'm just using the B-spline tool, and watch how easy it is. Respaced all those perfect. This one right here, I can move that stone over just a tiny bit there, okay? And this one I can actually, if I wanted to, use the three-point curve. So drag to drag, click, Magic Respace. Now there's no overlappings there. So does everybody see what I'm doing here as far as how I'm fixing this design up real quick? So even right here, if I wanted that spacing to be right there, I can even do it this way. Watch this. Highlight all of these stones, hit Magic Respace, clear my path. Now it's perfect spacing there. Here I would just probably adjust 2 stones real quick. And this actually we want going down a little bit there. So just to show you another way you can do it, you can hold Shift and click on all the stones, and that will do it. Because that stone's off-centered there a little bit, we would actually want to go back and use our B-spline tool. So as long as it's touching that actual stone just the slightest bit, it knows to grab it, Magic Respace. We can even add a stone if we want, and then clear paths. Okay, so we have our cowboy hat here. Is that enough tolerance between the stones? Yeah, that's still going to be fine right there. Honestly, we get a lot closer when we're using Russ. Russ asks, is that enough tolerance between the stones? Russ, when we do it, and we're cutting templates with our Jaguar, like if I were to go in here and magic respace, we normally probably get that close, just because I know that we can kind of push the limits with that cutter. So that all depends on your cutter as far as how close you get the circles together. And let me just fix this part right here is annoying me a little bit. Let me just highlight to there. I'm just going to come in here, highlight all those stones, do a quick magic respace, and clear pass. So we have this cowboy hat now, and now what we want to do is we want to put out Cowgirl Cutie in a rhinestone font on this. Okay, so I'm going to show you how we can do that. So I'm going to grab my B-spline tool. Okay, now with my B-spline tool, watch what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw a path right along here. And I'm going to end my path right about there. So I just basically drew a path there, and you saw which side I started. I went right to left, and that's going to make a difference, and I'll show you why. So if I went in here and I did Cowgirl Cutie. Tracy, it's okay. Tracy just said this is over my head. Is there a beginner's class? Yeah, Tracy, we do have many just very, very basic beginner ones. I'm just showing you a little bit extra right here where all of this is going to make sense once you learn more, and you'll be able to get a recorded version of it as well. I'm going to go through a real basic design here in a second as well. Okay, so I go fonts. I want my TRW 130 super small, let's say. And now with this super small, let's say I want to put it to this path, okay? All I do is up here, I'm going to hit fit text to path and then move it to that path. But see what I got there? See it putting it upside down and backwards? You wouldn't think it would make a big difference, but remember I said I started it from right to left? That's why it's doing that. So let me come in here and click, and I'm going to round this around here now. And let's just go to right there. Now I'm going to type Cowgirl Cutie, my super small font. Let's just make it a little bit smaller so we know it's going to fit somewhere in that range. Fit text to path. And now, see the difference? See how it's going? So if I started my line on the right and went to the left, then it's going to obviously go that way. If I started on the left and go to the right, then it's going to be just like when you type something out to go that way. Does that make sense to everybody? So if you do have it to where it shows upside down like that, that's the reason why it's doing that. Okay? So I just changed this to SS10s now. I can actually go in, adjust it a little bit. I can click on my line there and delete that, and I got me a finished design right here. Cowgirl Cutie using a Rhinestone True Type font. Okay. Had a question that came in here. Are you using the control button to do a B-spline? No, Linda. To do the B-spline, I'm just clicking on the B-spline. I just click. So I click there. You can see it left a box there. And then as I move it around, it adjusts the line with it. Click again, click again, click again. So you can see as I click, it shows the box where I clicked each time, but the line kind of forms with it, and then double click to finish your line. Does that make sense, Linda? Awesome, awesome. Okay, so Cowgirl Cutie, and I think it was Shamika that was asking the question as far as the differences, like with Designer Edition and stuff as well. I'll show you something else here, Shamika. So we have this at SS10s, these at SS10s. Let's say we wanted these to be crystal stones. So select same color, change those to crystal. We'll keep these the purple. Highlight my design here. Now I can go to my mock-ups. Let's say that someone wanted this on an actual tank top. So I'm going to go a front design. And we're going to use the TRW logo. We're going to do a logo. We're going to simulate stones and put it onto a tank top. It's going to run through. Obviously, crystal stones on a white tank top isn't going to look good. So why don't we just change it to a orange shirt or a maroon shirt or whatever color shirt. We can change it right on the spot there. So you can see how awesome this looks. And when I zoom in there, you can see it's actually stone simulated. When I come over here to my black background, it's all stone simulated. And then we're going to get into, hey, let's add a little something, magic bling. Let's throw a couple bling stars on this. So when we email it to the customer, they're going to love it. Okay. More and more people are figuring it out now, Linda. Russ got it. So some of you are noticing up at the top here, TRW Stone Wizard version 2.1. I just got the 2.09. Well, we got a little surprise, a couple little surprises that are going to be coming out for you, probably this weekend or Monday, I would guess at the latest. And those surprises are going to be free surprises, which are the best surprises, right? So we're adding a couple things to the wizard that are going to help you guys. One of them you guys are going to love, that are going to save you a ton of time to make some pretty cool designs. But we can't get into it yet. It's a secret. So I will let you know. I'm going to start creating some videos on it, and you'll know what the 2.1 is, and it will be a free update that you'll just grab from your order history like you did the 2.09. Okay? Okay, perfect. Okay, so any questions real quick as far as creating the mock-up? Okay, so what I want to do now is I want to create something that a lot of you are going to use, and that is doing stuff with our magic trap and some of our different HTV True Type fonts. Okay, so I show this one, and the reason why I show this one a lot is I like to show people how easy it is to customize it, how easy it is to create a custom mock-up, and how easy it is to get something to your customer within a few minutes with a great looking mock-up to sell some shirts. Because at the end of the day, that's our goal. Everybody here, we want to sell shirts, we want to sell decals, we want to make money. So that's what we're going to do. So real quickly, first one to hit 2 on this is the winner, and that doesn't mean type it twice. That means 2 different people. Russ hit the number 2. I got you, Russ. So give me some high school initials. High school initials. First initials to get 2 picks is going to be our winner. We got a HHS, PHS, MVHS, VHS, CHS, MHS, RHS. MHS, is that the same person? We got winner, Leslie and Beverly. MHS is our winner. Okay? So I'm going to create. Next, we got Beverly or Leslie. What do we got? It's football season. You want to do an MHS football design? So we'll do an MHS football design. So watch this. MHS. Now, a couple different things we can do with this. I'll show you how we do it with the True Type font. I'll show you how we do it without one of our True Type fonts, just to do a 2-color with the trap. Okay? So MHS here. Obviously, I want it to be uppercase, so let me toggle my case real quick. And I just do that because I don't want to retype MHS. So toggle case is in our shortcut toolbar here. You can just hit toggle case and come up here, toggle case, and it just goes from upper to lower or lower to upper. Okay, so MHS. Now, I'm going to actually toggle my case back, and I'll show you why. We'll do the True Type font one first as far as one of our True Type fonts. So TRW, if we're doing a football design, first thing, I'll show you 3 different versions. You guys let me know which you like best. So first one I'm going to do is the TRW football laces. How many of you guys have seen the different laces? Baseball laces, football laces. Pretty awesome. Can completely customize this. I think Russ was wanting MVHS. That's all you would do to make MVHS. But we're doing MHS, Russ. Sorry, buddy. So MHS here. Now I'm going to do another one, and this one is going to be the football images. So we have MHS with our football images. Great thing about a True Type font with the HTV is we can adjust it like this. Rhinestones, we can't. It's a set size. With the HTV, we can adjust the sizes. So let's get it down to about the size that we would actually make a shirt. And then we got 9.5 there. And then let me also just show you a basic one. Oh, actually, I'm going to show you 4 different versions. Boom, boom, and boom. So this one right here is going to be with our Zebra Bold, which is a pretty popular one. So we got our Zebra Bold right here. We can stretch that MHS out a little bit. Let's get that to about 9.8 inches. And this one right here is just going to be with a basic college black MHS. Okay, so we got 4 different versions here, okay? I'm going to show you how easy it is to do these 4 different versions, okay? And make pretty cool designs. So first thing we want to do is with this MHS, we want it to be 2 colors. Well, that part's easy. We already did all the work for you. So we just come in here to the wizard and we do 2-color magic text, and there's our 2 colors. Now you're going to notice differences. So with this magic text, I want to see how it's a little bit thinner and the outline's a little bit thinner. I want to make sure to send that orange to the back. That orange is going to be my back layer, and see how it thickened up the outside there and makes the football players look better. So there's my MHS. Let's go 2-color magic text here, and let's send the orange to the back. And then this one's also a 2-color magic text font, and let's send that orange to the back. Okay, first one to answer wins between Linda and who was in my other MHSer, Leslie, is what color do you want the MHS? Which one? Which one? Who's first? Maroon and gold. Wow, you typed that quick, Leslie, because you spelt maroon and gold wrong, but you got your point across. Good job. Okay. So maroon and gold, let's go. You know what? I'll make one for your colors too, Leslie. What color are yours, Leslie? And I'll use one of the other ones different. So maroon and gold, I'm going to go right here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to convert this to curves. And now the black, let's say we're going to put this onto a white shirt. So maroon and gold, I want my darkest color on the outside. So go to Magic Vinyl and I'll use my burgundy. And then in here, I'll use my gold. So there's our maroon and gold. We can come up here. Let's just say we wanted this one to be our football colors. Converting the curves for us, what that is, it just made it so it's not a True Type font anymore. So I can go in and edit nodes if I want to. I can move that around. So I can't retype anything now. I'm basically set at my MHS. Okay? This one right here, we want to get cool with this one, and we want this one to be, let's go ahead and convert to curves. Let's go a white glitter and a football leather. Sweet. White leather, white glitter, football leather. That one's going to look awesome. This one here, Leslie, did you give me my colors? Oh, Leslie was maroon. Really? Leslie, you're maroon and gold as well? Oh, no, I'm sorry, not Leslie. Who is my other MHSer? MHSer, I can't scroll through my questions here. Beverly, what, which colors do you got? Red? Oh, blue and white, okay. Beverly's got blue and white, so Beverly, we're going to go and convert our curves here for Beverly. We're going to go magic glitter. Let's do blue, and we can even do white glitter if we wanted and still put that on a white shirt or a black shirt. If I put on a black shirt, I would probably do the opposite. I would go white outline with a blue fill. So we'll do that. We'll put that one on a darker shirt. And then this one right here we'll get to in a minute. So MHS, we're going football. So remember that text tool and that text spacing tool I was talking about earlier? So watch. I type out the word football. I'm just using an impact font here. Now I don't want to drag this to that size because that doesn't look good. Does everybody agree? The football kind of takes away from my MHS. So I want to make that a little bit smaller, but say I want it that size, but I don't want it to look real weird in the middle there. So to do that, just make it smaller, start it on the left side, go to text spacing and drag your arrow. And now I have it centered. So you'll see I have my centering set up here at the top. If I went left, then it's going to keep it on the left. And when I go spacing, now it's going to go, boom, perfect. And then we want to change that to whatever color. We were going to put this on a white shirt. So let's go ahead and change that to our burgundy. And there's our MHS football design. Let's go ahead and highlight that design, move it down here a little bit. Let's come over here to, I'm going to throw these off to the side. Boom. You guys get out of here, highlight my design. Let's go to mockups. We don't need to simulate stones. We're going to go ahead and add a logo, front design of a white tank top, and it's going to run through it there, and there's our mockup, perfect for us on a white tank top. So everybody see how easy that was? And the best part about this design, watch, when I go back to page 1 to my original design and I go back behind the scenes, this is all already magic trapped for you. It already has the trapping method built into that actual font, so you don't even need to worry about that part. Okay, I can see a lot of questions coming in here. Can you zoom in and, Russ, what did you want me to zoom in and show again? Sorry, buddy, I missed that. Is there... Okay, I do have a question here, Susie. What are the rules around the mock-up logos? I added a logo file, but never shows up in my mock-up. Okay, you just need to set your logo file, and then make sure that you select it from here, and then also at the top, you need to have the logo box checked, Susie, and that's what's going to tell it to add the logo, okay? Okay, next question. You're welcome, Susie. Next question, off the beaten path, but can you do that same spacing in Corel? Yes, Tracy, you can do that spacing in Corel using the shape tool as well. So basically, every feature in the wizard is a lot of shortcuts and a lot of combined features that perform the action. Okay, so obviously something real basic like that is something similar to coming in here with your nodes. Now, I've already converted that to curves, so you're not going to be able to, but editing your nodes and sliding the text around. Is there a way to put guidelines in Corel? Yes, guidelines in Corel, Russ. All you do, where it's showing my ruler here, if I just left click, I can drag a guideline down and just drop it wherever I want. So see how I just grabbed guidelines right there, and now those guidelines are going to stay there until I click on it and delete it. Okay. Now, next thing, next question. Is there a way to make sure football lines up on both sides of MHS? Yes, what you could do with the question Rush just had there is just create a guideline from these left sides right here. So I created a guideline there, and now I could drag that over, and now football is lining up perfectly on the left side and the right side. That makes sense, Joanna? If you have a design, can use the magic glitter tab, for example. You have a star and you want to show it in glitter vinyl. Understand, Matt doesn't have... Okay. So, Jackie, what are you asking there again? I'm sorry. Okay, so next one for this MHS right here. The great thing about these MHSs right here, or whatever the design is, if I hadn't converted that to curves, and let's use this one right here, which is a more basic one, okay? So using this one right here, we could actually come in here, hit our text, type out cheerleading, or football, or soccer, or whatever we want. I mean, anything we want. So if I wanted baseball, so I have baseball. I'm going to shrink this down a little bit. I'm going to move it to over here. I want it to go off the left as far as my spacing for right now. And then I'm going to go ahead and have it centered. So if I saved this design like this right here and didn't convert this to curves, so when the next person comes in and they want this to actually be for MHS cheerleading now, click on it. Click on your text or your text edit, type in cheerleading, and hit OK. See how it made it real wide like that? Well, watch. I'll show you how to fix that. We have baseball here, correct? We can come into our envelope tool. We're going to add new and hit apply. Okay, so we basically applied a new envelope. So now when we come in and edit this, and I type cheerleading, and I hit OK, check that out. Now it keeps the width the exact same and just makes sure to fit cheerleading in that area. Does everybody see how I did that? And we're recording this, so you'll be able to go back and see it and see exactly how I did that. But that's where the envelope tool comes in a lot with the actual True Type fonts. Okay, so that's going to save you a lot of time as well. The next person comes in and they want this exact design and they want it for football. Type out football hit OK, and bam, there's football. Then soccer team loves it. The soccer team wants one. Type out soccer, bam, there's soccer. Now soccer had a lot less letters, so that's why it shrunk it in a tiny bit, because it didn't want to distort the text. Okay? If you have a design, can you use a magic? Okay, I think I got you with that, Jennifer. Jennifer just asked if you had a basic design, can you use it? Yeah, you can use the magic glitter on anything, Jennifer. So, for example, let me come in and go to a basic design here, like you're asking. Let's just say we had a heart. So you just have a basic heart here. We go to Magic Vinyl, and you can put royal blue glitter in there, or whatever you want, aqua glitter, cherry glitter. So any design, it's just a fill, so it'll put it into anything, okay? Okay, any questions real quick on the different MHSs and how to add your letters and how to add your text below it and things like that? Anything, because does everybody understand how easy that is to do it with a True Type font? Because I wanted to show you before our time's up, I wanted to show you how to do it with just a basic font and add an outline and get the magic trap on it. Yes, Joanna. Joanna was just saying that's a good tip, Joanna, is to make a copy of something before you convert it to curves. So you have still the True Type font or editable version, and then you have your convert to curves version, which is basically your finished product. Okay, so MHS here. So I want to create this into a two-color MHS design. So to do that and get the magic trap on it, so you can see I just typed this out. So let's say MVH. Oh, let me go MVHS. Making you happy, Russ. So MVHS, just to show you how to do it, is I want to add an outline to this first. So first thing I'm going to do to add an outline is I'm going to go to my place and fill. I'm going to do one island to the outside. I don't want to add stones, and let's just see what point 1 looks like. That created an outline. So what I want to do, I hit Control Z to go back. I want to bring this spacing in a little bit more, so everything's a little bit closer together, because I want them to kind of overlap a little bit and weld together. It's going to make it easier to weed it. So I got my MVHS there. I'm going to come in here to my place and fill, and let's just say I want to do 0.15 island fill. See how it did the island fill, but it automatically welds these together? So if we have our second color there, this is what we have right now. We have our MVHS, and then we have the fill of the MVHS here, okay? Control Z to go back. I want to go ahead and get this ready to cut with my magic trap. Highlight the entire design, go to Edit, hit Magic Trap. Doesn't look like it did anything, but see what it did? Go behind the scenes here, and it already has the trapping method built in. So this design is now ready. You can make it whatever colors you want. So if we wanted this to be a royal blue glitter and a gold glitter, there's your royal blue and gold glitter. We want this to be for the football team. Type out football real quick. Now I can also hold Shift, click on the design, and hit C, and that's going to center my football perfectly with the blue. So whatever you click on second is going to do that. So watch, if this were way off centered, click on what you want to move and be centered, hold Shift, click on what you want it to center to. So I'm clicking on the gold, and then hit C, and it centers it perfectly for the gold. I go here, Edit, Text Spacing, drag it out. That's looking perfect there. Convert that to curves. Go to my Magic Vinyl. Let's do royal blue. That's going to go on a white tank top. Let's shrink it down to the size that we want. 9.9 inches. Mock-ups. The TRW wizard, the logo, or the TRW logo is going to go on. We throw it onto this tank top, and bam, there you go. Magic trapped everything. Once you're ready to cut that design, all you're going to do, I'll turn it just to basic color so you guys can see what I'm working with here. I'm going to click on the green, hold Shift, click on the green, and combine those together, And the reason why I did that is when I go to templates and create my magic templates, there's my two cuts. Where if I wouldn't have combined those together, then it would have thought football was a separate template. Okay? Did that make sense? And I mean, that one, we started that MVHS design at 11:22. It's 11:26 now. So even going slow and explaining it to you, we just created that design, created the cut file, and created the mock-up to send to the customer in 4 minutes. And how many of you think you could sell a design like this to a school or a league or whoever it is? Most of you probably could, right? Well, let's upsell them. Hey, we can sell this design for $25 or whatever it is, but now let's upsell them a little bit, which means I'm going to come over here, MVHS football, and then we got mom of number 23. Let's shrink that down a little bit here. Let's move it right over to this area right here. We got our mom of 23. We just made it a completely custom shirt for them. Let's go ahead and convert that to curves. You're adding about, I don't know, 10 cents worth of material here. This is going to be a $5 upsell. So green, let's say I wanted this to be the blue color. So let's change both of those to blue and combine those together. Okay, and let's send this to the back. It basically just brought that blue layer to the front. So I actually had my green selected still. So let's go blue, and let's go ahead and combine those and send those to the back. So now I have my green and my blues. I need to obviously go with my magic trap and everything, highlight this design. Let's click greens, magic glitter. We want to do that royal blue, and we want to do that gold again. Go to our mock-ups. We're 10 inches wide. We're going on to that tank top, and bam, now you have a custom design. Okay, so just adding a couple little letters is going to obviously upsell that shirt. Can you do the template part again? Yes, Diana, I sure can. The template part, to color separate this, let me go back a bunch of steps just so I can kind of show you where we're at with that. So we have both of these combined right here. To create our templates, highlight the entire design, go to templates, create magic templates, and there's your two color separations. And of course, what do we have to do if we're cutting heat transfer vinyl before we cut this? Highlight the templates, go ahead and mirror them. You need to make sure that you always mirror them because you're going to cut in reverse or mirror with your heat transfer vinyl. Denise, we do offer a free trial of the Wizard, and you actually can purchase, if you don't currently own Corel Draw, you can get a free trial of Corel Draw as well on their website, and they're both 30-day free trial. So you have full access to everything in the trials, 30 days, and that way you can obviously review the software, see if it's something that's going to work for you. And any questions that you have throughout the process, you can obviously email us, give us a call, and we can help explain different things to you. Okay, perfect. Well, what does everybody think? At least one thing, my goal with every single webinar is at least, even though some of you have been to this webinar, we go over different things. Was there at least one thing in the webinar today that you learned that may help you with your business, may help you when designing? Tracy, we are going to have very, very basic, and we have, Tracy, just to let you know, if you go to our YouTube channel, even our TRW app, which is our app for the iPhones, iPads, Androids, all of those, you can watch a lot of the recorded versions. Most of our real beginner ones are free webinars as well. So you can watch some past ones already that are going to help you a lot. And we even have basic ones. Our app is the if you just search TRW on your iPhone or your Android or any of those, just search TRW, you'll see our app. It's a free app. You can actually shop on the app. You can watch all of our videos on the app. We have different specials. We have all types of, you can email, all types of things on the app that you can do. You can even watch this webinar on the app. Okay, so we did, I'm seeing Learned more than one thing, learned a lot of things. Yes, yes, definitely learned a lot. Okay, awesome, awesome. Well, of course, yes, we have it for the Android as well, Beverly. So you can just search it in the Android store as well, or the Google Play Store, or whichever one it is. Okay, well, again, I know that you guys take time out of your day to come to these webinars, and obviously I hope that they're really helping you and helping your business grow and helping you learn how to use the different softwares with Corel Draw and the TRW Stone Wizard. So that's obviously why we do them. We want to teach you as much as possible about the business, about the software. I want the TRW Stone Wizard to be known as the software that is the most user-friendly, has the best support, and obviously the best features. But if you don't know what the features do, then you aren't going to be able to use them. So that's why we do things like this, is to teach you. I mean, yes, you purchase the software, but you also, when you're purchasing that software, you're also getting things like this with these different free webinars that we offer that are going to spending extra time teaching you how to use it and how to maximize that cost in the software to obviously grow that into sales for your business. All right, well, thank you again all very much for coming. Thank Mike over here for answering all your questions. I know you guys had a ton of questions coming in that were coming in quickly that he was typing frantically to try and answer as much as possible. But again, we appreciate you guys taking time out of your day. We know that you guys are busy as well, and hopefully these are definitely helping you, because if they're going to save you a lot of time when you're creating your designs and going to get you more business, hey, the more successful you are, the more successful TRW is as well. I completely understand that, and that's why we want to teach you everything. So if you do have any questions at all, of course, make sure to give us a call. The number is 941-755-1696. Before I finish right here, we do have a paid webinar tomorrow at 10 a.m. Any Cameo users out there, we're going to be creating a design in the Cameo. We're going to be cutting it. We're going to be weeding it. We're going to be pressing it. It's going to be a live video feed where you can answer questions. You're going to see me doing everything in the video. We'll have 3-4 different cameras showing everything. So that's going to be at 10 a.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. It's a $10 webinar, and that one is going to be completely over the Cameo. We'll actually even be using the Designer Edition software. Okay? All right, guys. Ladies, I appreciate you stopping by. If you do have any questions, number's 941-755-1696. This is Matt and Mike with rhinestoneworld.com, and you guys all have a great day.